Do you guys know the song? Before. Alright, totally gave it away. White Christmas, Bing Crosby, 1940 something. Have you ever spent the holidays somewhere warm and part of you feels bad for everyone because it's not snowing? And then you realize, why do I feel bad for everybody in Hawaii at Christmas? They're wearing bikinis and barbecuing. Like, they're happy as can be. This is all something I made up. Or people at Hallmark told me. Anyway, today we're talking about wheat. Now, the reason we're talking about wheat for day 2 of the month of wellness is because in my book, Why Can't I Stick to My Diet, available on Amazon, the 3 main things I recommend everyone cuts out of their daily food plan are sugar, wheat, and artificial sweetener. We're starting with wheat because we just are. I don't know, I picked wheat. Because wheat is in so much stuff, and a lot of people, once they cut out sugar, they kind of go to wheat. It's really crazy. Like, I'll have clients who will be like, look, Erin, look at my food log. It is so great today. And I'll look at it, and they have like 5 servings of some sort of starch, like 2 dinner rolls, and bread twice, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't miss sugar. And I'm like, well, of course you're not missing sugar. It's because the bread is sugar. But yeah, they aren't eating cookies, which are sugar and wheat, but they're just eating wheat, which your body sees as basically sugar. So the problem with wheat is, sorry, it's playing overhead. It happens all the time in San Diego. I know, it's really horrible to live here. The problem with wheat versus other grains, just wait for it, sorry, wait a second. The problem with wheat is that your body basically sees it as sugar. That's why your blood sugar will spike, and why people that are getting off of sugar will be so happy when they get bread, because it fulfills that sugar need. And that's why they're all of a sudden gorging on bread. It's very common for people that get off of sugar that still have bread in their diet to become carboholics, and they think they're succeeding. And yes, it's not as bad as sugar. And then maybe I'll have to work with them on downshifting, because maybe they're not ready to get off of sugar initially. Maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks in, then we can talk about tapering off the carbs. I mean, the bread, but it was too much day 1. They just would have rebelled and run away from me. So maybe day 45, when they believe in the process, they think I'm not crazy, they're going to go for it. So this is the deal with wheat. Our body looks at it as sugar. The wheat we have nowadays is so different than the wheat we had 150 years ago. They've just modified the crap out of it, and our body can't really process it very well. Now, a lot of people, there's a range of gluten intolerance, and you have celiacs all the way to one side. Now, very few people have celiacs. I mean, a significant portion. But if you have celiacs, you know it, and odds are you have tested, your doctor runs a blood test, it's really severe, you don't want it. But a lot of people have an intolerance to gluten, meaning if they have too much, their stomach hurts. And it's in varying degrees, because gluten comes in varying degrees. It's protein. So sometimes you'll have a lot of gluten, like say like bread versus like pretzels, which how much wheat is in it because it's so processed. Sort of like anything else that's really processed, there's not a lot of actual nutrition in it. So the more processed the gluten is, the less of a reaction you're going to get. But the reason why I want people to get off of it when they're trying to lose weight is because it will hijack your efforts. So this month, when you're faced with so many food temptations that all feature our frenemies, gluten, sugar, and artificial sweetener, stay the hell away from wheat. Because it is not your friend, it is an enemy of your GI tract, of your skin, of your scale, of your pants you want to wear to the party on Friday night. It bloats you, it does a whole bunch of crazy stuff with your brain chemistry. But just to simplify it, just if you want bread, And I get it. Sometimes you want the crunch of a bread, you want avocado toast, you want whatever. I'm a big fan of udis. I'm a big fan of the sort of rice stuff. I don't eat a lot of it. I try to kind of just stay away from that whole kind of substitution of things that I don't eat very often. Like I don't eat like fake sugar. I'll tell you why tomorrow. So pay attention. But as far as wheat, just try to stay away from as much as you can. You will feel better. And the better you feel, the less likely you are just to have really little bad case of the Screw-Its. And the Screw-Its are really problematic this time of year because there are so many forces working against us that if we say screw it in late November, the next 6 weeks can be bad news. So stay away from wheat. If you have any questions, IM me, and keep it classy, San Diego.